The stadium was frozen in absolute silence as tens of thousands of fans stood watching one exhausted footballer breathe heavily near the halfway line. One final moment could decide the match and possibly his entire career. Just 1 year earlier, he had been invisible to professional football, without a club, without a contract, and almost without hope. He grew up in a struggling neighborhood where footballs were made from wrapped plastic and tape. Every evening, he trained on cracked streets while imagining roaring crowds that existed only in his mind. At 16, scouts dismissed him as too small and not strong enough. He walked home in silence, wondering whether chasing football was childish. For the first time, doubt began to creep into his heart. Money became tight at home. His family wanted him to find a stable job. Friends gave up on football and moved on with their lives. Late at night, he secretly returned to empty fields to keep practicing. A small, lower division club offered him a short trial. He trained obsessively, arriving first and leaving last. He ran extra laps after sessions ended. The coach noticed not his size, but his hunger. A tiny contract was placed in front of him. He signed with shaking hands. He called his mother in tears and told her he had finally made it. 3 matches later, a brutal collision twisted his knee. Pain shot through his body as he collapsed to the turf. Surgery followed. Months of rehabilitation began. New players arrived while he sat on the sidelines. His locker disappeared. Newspapers stopped mentioning his name. He wondered if football had already moved on without him. Every morning before sunrise, he forced himself into the gym. Ice baths numbed aching muscles. He jogged around empty stadiums. He promised himself he would return stronger. Months later, he stepped onto the pitch again with trembling legs. His first touches were awkward. Slowly, confidence returned. He spent weeks on the bench without complaining. He applauded teammates and stayed silent. Opportunities slipped by, but he remained patient. Rain poured under bright floodlights. His team was losing with minutes remaining. The coach suddenly called his name. The crowd barely reacted as he entered the pitch. His first touch was controlled. His second was a sharp turn. His third was an explosive sprint past defenders. In the 89th minute, the ball fell perfectly at his feet. He struck it cleanly into the top corner. The stadium erupted. Clips of the goal flooded social media. Headlines appeared everywhere. Starts followed. International call-ups arrived. The boy from dusty streets walked into packed arenas. Years later, a cup final went to penalties. The trophy waited nearby. The coach looked at him. Silence returned to the stadium. His heartbeat echoed. He remembered every rejection and lonely session. He placed the ball calmly, took a deep breath, ran forward, finished into the bottom corner. Fireworks exploded. Teammates lifted him into the air. His journey was never about talent alone. It was about resilience, discipline, and belief. Somewhere right now, another unknown kid is kicking a ball against a wall, being told he is not good enough, unaware that unforgettable football stories are still being written. Football does not belong to the lucky. It belongs to the relentless.